Hi, this tutorial I will cover class diagram and sequence diagram of data access object design pattern or DAO pattern. Before watch this video, please log into my channel and watch data access object pattern introduction. Then come and watch this video so that you will understand this tutorial very clearly. First we will see class diagram of DAO design pattern. So this is the class diagram. So these are the main classes which involved in DAO design pattern. First one is client, second one is data access object, third one is data source, and fourth one is transfer object, and the final one is result set. So this client uses data access object, and this data access object will contain method to perform CRUD operation. CRUD meaning create, retrieve, update, and delete. So this DAO object contains method to perform create record in the database table, retrieve record from the database table, update record in the database table, or delete record in the database table. So basically this layer is responsible for performing CRUD operations. Okay, and this data access object accesses a data source to get the connection. So data source is nothing but it provides connection to our relational database. Relational database is uh, like Oracle and MySQL are examples of relational database. And this data source creates a result set. So result set is nothing but it contains a set of rows from the database table. Suppose say we have one employee table, and the employee table has three columns: employee ID, name, and age. It has two rows. First row represent John information, second row represent David information. Suppose if we perform some select star from employee where name equal to John, then this result set will contain the first record from the this employee table. So this result set is a set. uh, it contains set of rows from the database table. Okay, and transfer object is nothing but business object, BO object. So it will have private variables and setter and getter methods. Suppose if you are writing BO for employee table, then it will have variables like employee ID, name, and age, and it will have a getter and setter method for employee ID, name, and age. Okay, and you can see client creates or uses transfer object, and data access objects creates a transfer object. Suppose if we perform create or update operation, so what this client will do is it will populate transfer object, and it will pass it to the create and update method. And inside create and update method we have to get the transfer object and get values from this, and formulate the SQLs to perform create or update in the database table. And this read or get, so this method what it will do is it will access the database table and get the values as a result set, and from the result set we can get the value, and we can formulate the transfer object, and that transfer object we can return back to the client. So this is the class diagram of data access object design pattern. Next we will see the sequence diagram of data access object design pattern. So this is the sequence diagram for get operation. So suppose we want to get this first record, this John record, from this employee table. So how this whole things will work, that we will see. So what this client will do is it will create the data access object first, and data access object will look up data source. So why we are looking up is we want to establish connection to the relational database. So once we look up data source, we will get the data source object. So from the data source object we can create the connection and open the connection. So once you open connection to the database, we can execute the query. So in this case we want to get first row from this employee table. So what we will do is we will perform select a star from employee table where name equal to John. So once you execute this query using prepared statement or statement, so what it would return is it will return the result set. The result set contains first row from the employee table. So once we get the result set, next step what we have to do is we have to create the transfer object. Transfer object is nothing but BO which contains employee ID, name and age, and also getter and setter method for those fields, and this field should be the private variables. So this is the employee BO. So what we have to do is we have to create this transfer object and get values from the result set and assign to this transfer object. That's what it is mentioned. Get data from the result set, create and set the value to the transfer object. We have to get values from the result set, that employee information, and assign to the transfer object. Then close the connection which we establish here. So once we close the connection, we have to just return transfer object back to the client. So client can get the employee information from the transfer object. So this is how the whole sequence will work. And this is about data access object design pattern, class diagram and sequence diagram. And I have created a separate video for how to implement data access object design pattern. I have provided sample Java code. So that is a separate video called data access object implementation. Please log into my channel and watch that video so that you will know more about this data access object design pattern. And thanks for watching. Bye.